How does all this hurt you? So as you know, the first week of Mr. Biden's administration, he proposed $4 trillion of new spending. $4 trillion. All right? $2 trillion of COVID, $2 trillion of global warming. Combat both. We don't have the money. The United States doesn't have the money. Okay? So we the people have to fork over more money to the federal government. Why? Well, can't the government just print money and just take it out of the Treasury? Yeah, and they've been doing a lot of that. But you do too much of it, and your bond status goes to junk. Now, I don't want to get too technical on this. You can read Barron's or Wall Street Journal, but very, very simply, because I'm a simple man. United States sells bonds. You can buy them, savings bonds, U.S. bonds. You buy them, people all over the world buy them, and they pay interest, all right? And it's considered a safe investment because it's backed by the full power of the U.S. government. Once there is a danger of defaulting on those bonds, that means you don't pay the interest, they go to junk status. It becomes risky, and the fat cats overseas aren't going to buy them. Chinese own billions of dollars worth of U.S. bonds, okay? But once the bond becomes shaky and the government is so derelict in its fiscal responsibility, that bond market is going to dry up. And the main source of income into this country is going to decline drastically. That would lead to a collapse of the U.S. economy and the U.S. dollar. Okay, that is the economics lesson for today. This is dangerous, ultra dangerous. So while Joe Biden can sit there and say, I'm going to spend $2 trillion on this and $2 trillion on that, he's a moron. And I mean that literally. He is a moron. Because by being that fiscally irresponsible and undisciplined, puts everybody at risk. Now, he may be a moron, but his Treasury Secretary is going to walk in probably this weekend and say, you got to raise gas prices, got to raise gas taxes. All right? Federal gas tax has to go up. That's number one, because that everybody pays that, and everybody has to pay it. You want to drive around, you're going to have to pay it. It's going up for everybody. That's immediate taxation. Bang. Gas, as I told you, on Long Island, where I am right now, is on up 12 cents a gallon since Biden was inaugurated. 12 cents a gallon. And I think it's heading up 50, 60 cents a gallon. That's where I put it. Now, part of that is the private gas companies gouging because they know Biden's going to come in and hammer them, so they're stockpiling cash. But the federal government's going to come in and raise all the gas prices. That'll be on your heating oil as well, on your natural gas, on anything you use in the fossil fuel area. Government's going to slap a tax on it and say that's for fight global warming, but it isn't. It's a lie. It's to try to keep them propped up because they're spending so much money. The second thing is going to happen is very soon, the Democrat Congress, because they have 50 plus Kamala, is going to try to raise corporate taxes, and that'll cause a recession of jobs in the corporate industry. It's going to raise taxes on high earners like me, all right? And they're going to raise Social Security taxes. Maybe for everyone, certainly for me. So across the board, taxes are going to go up. Then they're going to say, we want higher capital gains taxes. That means if you have a winning stock and you sell it, you pay more to the government than you do now. That's going to depress the stock market. You see where I'm going here? Okay. Now, Biden's not smart enough, I guess, to know this. He's not smart enough. This isn't a brilliant man who's in the office right now. I mean, you may hate Trump, but Trump knew economics. And so the only thing left to tax on the federal level would be the internet. And they're trying hard. They're working it. They don't know the way in yet, but it's going to happen. All right? So your use of the internet, social media, whatever you use, will be taxed to the federal government. They have to do it. And the reason they have to do it is because under President Obama, 8 years, he increased the national debt in 8 years, $9.3 trillion, more than every other president combined increased the national debt. Now, Obama said he had to do it because the economy was in a deep recession. You remember that, of course. Okay, so 9.3 trillion. Then Trump comes in 4 years, increases the national debt $7.8 trillion. Staggering. All right, staggering. President Trump said he had to do it to revamp the military because it had been neglected, and again, the economy. Because when Obama was leaving office, the economy was turgid. Word of the day, turgid.